the story of what happened in Egypt, where Pharaoh is throwing the children into the river. And since you've got a relatively 50% chance of having a boy or a girl, who would want to bring another child into the world? Such persecution, incredible. More than that, I assume that men who are undergoing this backbreaking labor are saying, why should I bring other children into the world who are just going to live an existence of suffering and absolute exploitation, a miserable existence? And here we're told that it is the Nashim Tzidkaniot, those righteous women, that women had faith in the future. Maybe women felt the life force more inside their bodies, and women were the ones who the men gave up on creating the next generation, but the women never did. It's actually fascinating. I'm saying this a bit as an aside, but when you look at the opening stories of the book of Exodus, of Shemot, all the heroes are not heroes, they're heroines. Moses, or even before Moses, we have the midwives. If you remember, Shifra and Puah, who are the midwives who defy Pharaoh and help the women to be able to bring life into the world. Then, of course, we have Moses' sister who watches him. Then we have, of course, the daughter of Pharaoh who takes this baby out of the river in an act of political dissent, goes against her father's wishes, and she knows it's a Hebrew child, and she takes the child home and decides this child is going to live. And of course, then the wet nurse is Moses' own mother. We hear about at least 5 heroic women who allow Moses to come into being, which provides the foundation point. So this isn't, and the Midrash is clearly expanding this and saying it's not only these 5 unique women, but it is also all the women of Israel who kept the Jewish people going by having faith in the future, and by actually, when the husbands refused to have further children, they found a way of arousing their husbands to be with them, and that they would get pregnant and have children. These mirrors, therefore, now we understand the controversy of the mirrors. Moses says, what are you talking about? These mirrors were used for sexuality. This is inappropriate in the temple. Okay? And God says, accept them, because this was the key to Jewish survival. Fascinating story. And it's fascinating to think that this water basin contained all this history as part of it.